Have you ever felt an emotion so deep that you couldn't put it into words? This is the story of a young man who, after his father's second marriage, finds himself drawn into an unspoken bond with someone he never expected. Was it just a misunderstanding or an incomplete love? Ethan, a 26-year-old, worked at a prestigious firm in New York. His world had turned upside down after his mother's passing. His father, Richard, a successful businessman, struggled with loneliness. A few months later, Richard decided to remarry. Ethan was shocked by the decision, but remained silent for the sake of his father's happiness. Claire, now his stepmother, was only 30. She was intelligent, independent, and beautiful. Despite the age gap, she tried her best to make the marriage work. Initially, Ethan and Claire barely spoke. As time passed, small conversations between Ethan and Claire became more frequent. Claire took care of the entire household with grace and warmth. Her kindness and affection slowly started making an impression on Ethan. What he didn't realize was that he was beginning to see her in a different light. One rainy evening, the power went out. Claire sat alone in the dimly lit living room, slightly uneasy in the darkness. Ethan lit a candle and handed it to her. "Are you afraid of the dark?" he asked. Claire smiled faintly. "Yes, ever since I was a child." For the first time, Ethan noticed the innocence in her smile. Without speaking, he sat beside her. That moment was the first time they truly felt each other's presence. An unspoken understanding developed between them. They never openly discussed anything deep, but they started noticing each other more. One evening, while Richard was away on a business trip, Claire fell ill. Ethan took a leave from work to take care of her. As she lay down to rest, she gently held Ethan's hand and whispered, "Your mother would have been proud of the man you've become." Ethan's heart skipped a beat. A strange emotion washed over him, an unspoken feeling that he couldn't quite name. Ethan's connection with Claire was growing stronger. One night, as they sipped tea on the balcony, Claire suddenly asked, "Ethan, have you ever been in love?" Ethan gazed into the distance. "I don't know. Sometimes what we think is love turns out to be something else entirely." Claire looked at him thoughtfully. "And what if love remains incomplete?" Ethan met her eyes and said, "Maybe some love stories are meant to remain unspoken." A deep silence filled the air. Their unspoken emotions lingered between them, real yet unexpressed. Ethan knew he couldn't stay. This bond, this feeling, it wasn't meant to be. He decided to take a job in another city, hoping distance would make things easier. When he told Claire, her eyes welled up, but she forced a smile. "This is for the best," she said softly. Ethan hesitated before asking, "Will we become strangers forever?" Claire held his gaze and whispered, "Some relationships are more beautiful when left unspoken." As Ethan prepared to leave, he took one last look at Claire. Her eyes held the same unspoken love that would remain incomplete forever. Ethan moved to a new city, but Claire's memories never left him. He never tried to define what they shared, because some loves are meant to exist without labels. Sometimes, the deepest connections are the ones that are never fully expressed. And perhaps that is the true beauty of unspoken love. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments.